Hello boys and girls, this is Mr. Kizik, and in this video here, we're going to be looking at dividing a polynomial by a monomial. So to do that here, and this should have been taught back in pre-algebra, but you basically divide each term in the numerator by the term in the denominator because it's only one term. The one thing you just got to remember is the exponent rule for the, I should say the quotient rule for exponents. So remember, if I have something like m over a divided by m to the b power, it's the same thing as subtracting the exponents here. So if I look here as examples, and I'm just going to do a couple because this can be a little tedious. Let's look at example 1. So we got 8n squared minus 36n divided by 4m. Now there's another way that I actually would do this instead, however, we're not to that lesson yet. So you would take this here, you would just divide those two terms. 8n squared divided by 4n. So you would do 8 divided by 4, which is what? 2. Now what's n squared divided by n? You're dividing by the same term here, so that means you can subtract the exponents. Well, it's 2 minus, what's the exponent for the bottom n? It's 1. So what's 2 minus 1? 1. So it's 2n to the first. And then I do the same thing for the next term. Negative 36n divided by 4n. Well, what's negative 36 divided by 4? Negative 9. Well, what's n divided by n? Well, anything divided by itself is what? It's 1. So it's really times 1, but I don't need to write that. So I'm done. That whole thing there just simplifies down to that. Okay, let's look at the next example here. The next example, I have negative 14x 12y to the fifth divided by 7x squared y squared. So again, I just take the numbers and divide. What's negative 14 divided by 7? Negative 2. What's x to the 12 divided by x squared? Same terms, I subtract the exponents. What's 12 minus 2? 10. So x to the 10th. Y to the fifth, y squared. Subtract to the exponents. 5 minus 2, 3. Now I do the same thing here. Now here, I got 7x squared y squared divided by 7x squared y squared. I literally got the same thing divided by itself. So anything divided by itself is 1. Doesn't mean I don't add anything to it because I'm not multiplying 1, I'm adding 1. So I gotta make sure I put the plus 1. And that, ladies and gentlemen, is how you simplify here. So we're going to skip around here and look at the various problems. I'm just looking ahead here just to see what kind of problems are here. Oh, I really don't have that. Ooh, and then challenge. Challenge is always good here. So in this case here, number 1's boring, 2's boring. Let's look at 3. So we got 8a cubed divided by a. Well, the numbers, 8 divided by 1 is just going to be 8. What's a cubed divided by a? Well, it's 3 minus 1 squared. Next one, negative 2a squared divided by a. Well, negative 2 divided by 1 is negative 2. A squared divided by a is just a. And I do the last one here. 5a divided by a. 5 divided by 1 is 5, and a divided by a is 1. So I'm left with 8a squared minus 2a plus 5. All right, let's look at, like I said, we're going to be skipping around a lot here. Let's look at number 8. 14x to the 6th y cubed minus divided by negative 7x to the 4th y. So 14 divided by negative 7 is negative 2. X to the 6th divided by x to the 4th, 6 minus 4 is 2. Y cubed divided by y, 3 minus 1, 2. The same thing here. Now I got negative 49 x to the 5th y to the 9th divided by negative 7 x to the 4th y. So negative 49 divided by negative 7 is positive 7. X to the 5th divided by x to the 4th, 5 minus 4 is 1. Y to the ninth divided by y, 9 minus 1 is 8. And that, ladies and gentlemen, is your final answer there. I'm just trying to look for interesting ones. Let's look at number 9. Again, divide here. Ooh, how'd that go away? Okay. Negative 25x to the fourth y cubed divided by negative 5x squared y. Negative 25 divided by negative 5 is 25. Whoa, 5. Sorry. X to the fourth divided by x squared. 4 minus 2 is 2. Y cubed divided by y is y squared. Do this next part here. 30 divided by negative 5 is negative 6. X squared divided by x squared is 1, so I don't need to write that down. And then y to the fifth divided by y is y to the fourth. All right, let's move on to the next page. Really aren't too many interesting ones here. Let's just look at number 15 just because it looks complicated, but again, really is not. 28. Take this part here and divide. 28 divided by 4 is 7. X to the fifth divided by x squared. 5 minus 2 is x cubed. Y to the fourth divided by y squared. 4 minus 2 is 2. Z cubed divided by c squared. 3 minus 2 is 1. Next portion here. 8 divided by 4 is 2. X to the fourth divided by x squared is x2. Y cubed divided by y squared is y. Z squared divided by z squared is 1. So I don't need to write it. And I'm left with this. And that, ladies and gentlemen, is how you just divide a polynomial by a monomial. So let's look at some more challenging problems, putting it all together here. So, with number 17 here, you got different ways you could go about doing this. You can multiply the top two things here. Or what I would probably do is just simplify your fraction first and then multiply. So 15, I can't even read what I circled here. 15x squared divided by 3x is going to be 5x. 6x divided by 3x is going to give me 2. So I'm going to take that whole thing there and multiply with 2x minus 1, and now I'm going to FOIL. So when I FOIL this, I'm going to get 10x squared minus 5x plus 4x minus 2. By combining like terms, I'm going to have 10x squared minus x minus 2. Okay. Now, problem like number 18, what you do need to do first, just so many different ways about doing this here. What I would do is I would multiply this or distribute this term first, then combine anything. So let's do that. Let's distribute. So 2r cubed s to the 8th times 7r to the 7th. Remember, when I multiply here, I'm going to add the exponents. So this is going to become 14 r to the 10th s to the 8th. And then when I multiply with the other one, I get 10 r to the 6th s to the 12th. Yeah. And then with this combining on the other parentheses, it's going to become a minus 2r 10th s 8th plus 6r 6 s 12th. So now when I combine all this here, because these two combine, and then these two combine, I'm going to have 12, I'm going to write it over here, 12r 10 s to the 8th, looks like minus 4r to the 6 s to the 12th. Then all that divided by 4r squared s to the 4th. So now when I divide these here, I'm going to get 12 divided by 4, 3. R to the 10th divided by r squared is r to the 8th. S to the 8th divided by s to the 4th will be s to the 4th. this here. 4 divided by 4 is 1, so, or negative 4 divided by 4 is negative 1, so I can write the negative 1, but no reason to. R to the 6th divided by R squared is R to the 4th. S to the 12th divided by S to the 4th is S to the 8th. And that would be your final answer here. All right, so that's basically what you want to do here. You want to make sure your numerator, your top, is as simplified as it can be before you go about dividing. So what I would like you to try here, and then I want you to actually show me or send me an example of what you did here. I want you to try numbers 19 and 20. All right, I want you to try those two examples and then send them to me. All right, so that's your first part here. Now the second part here, again, practice makes perfect. Want to see if we could do just the odds for homework. All right, just the odds for homework. So again, the two things are, since these are more challenge problems, if you're able to get these challenge problems, you've got this. So I want you to try 1920 challenge problems, send them to me, and I'll critique it. And then I want you to do the odds